Okay, so this video is going to be my experience plan number 4. And so the learning story that I used was the felt board story. So my idea is to add on to the felt materials that they already had. So they had the felt animals. So I wanted to basically get a whole bunch of other felt materials like felt leather, felt letters, felt shapes, felt words, felt punctuation, felt numbers, body parts, people, and clothing that they can stick onto the board and stick onto each other too. I had also thought about children that might not want to use the felt materials. So I also, in my experience plan, listed like whiteboards and dry erase markers, and then also chalk, like the small chalkboards with chalks, different colored chalks for the kids that don't want to use the felt or that might want to use more than just the felt. Like if they kind of get bored of experimenting with the felt, then they can use the whiteboard or the chalkboards. So I was going to do it after lunchtime. Like I'd have the kids clean up their mess, wash their hands and all of that. And then while they're doing that, I would get all the felt materials. And this is also, I didn't say, but this is also going to be a small group or like a partner kind of experience, because in the video of the learning story, they're in doing it in partners, so it's just the two girls doing it. So I just kind of wanted to keep it like that, like a smaller group thing, because I feel like if it was big group, I don't think they would get enough individual engagement. I feel like some kids wouldn't really be participating as much as they could if it was a small group activity. So that's why I opted to make it small group instead, so that they can each, if whether they're in partners or in threes, whatever, that each child can have a chance to actually be a part of the creation that they make on their felt boards. So yeah, like I was saying, after lunch I would get them to clean up all of that, and then I would provide them with all the materials. And I'm thinking of doing, if it's like kind of like a 2-person thing, like a partner thing, then I would have to get around 12 packs of each of the different felt materials that I would do. So like 12 packs of like the body part ones, 12 packs of felt numbers, 12 packs of felt letters, like that. 12 packs of each thing. And yes, that would be expensive, I know, but I just want to make sure that every child has enough material to really get creative and really explore and do what they want to do. Like give them a lot of material so that they can use it in any way they want. They have a plethora of things they can use to create, instead of giving them only a certain amount, to where that kind of limits what they can do. And that's also why I have the other things available. So it's like, if you don't want to continue with this, you can draw on something else or write on with something else, So then I would split them after setting up the materials. I would split them. I would number them off 1 to 12. Like I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then keep doing that until everybody's paired off into either like partners or a group of 3. And then I would actually I would set up the materials in like spots around the classroom for them to be in small groups, but I would still leave them closed so that the kids can open them and then organize them how they want to, and then they can set it up how they want to. And then I feel like also them doing that's also building like teamwork, like working as a team, even though it's only 2, maybe 3 people working together to organize and to come to a common goal. Like, okay, we want it to look like this, so we're gonna organize it this way, or like, so they can kind of figure out and use their problem solving skills with how they're gonna work together and how they're gonna create on the felt boards in their small groups. So then also, I also had made those other materials available for kids that might have varying abilities. So like I said, like if they're bored of one thing, like a kid that gets bored of things really quickly, like sometimes kids, like their interest doesn't really last very long. So like to keep them engaged, that's why I said like I would leave also chalkboards and whiteboards with the markers and the chalk to allow them to have other outlets to express themselves. Like if they don't want to use the felt and use the letters to stick onto the felt board anymore, or don't want to do that at all, then they have the whiteboard and the chalkboard to write and draw and do their own kind of thing. And basically what my idea was for this experience, it wasn't really to like, I didn't really have like a set goal of something that I wanted them to learn. I more just wanted them to be creative and just to see how far they will go with their creativity and what they can come up with on their own with just supplying them with material and letting them go and do what they want to do. I didn't want to make it in a way where it's like I'm giving them an example and they're like kind of following. I wanted to just see like how they use their own creativity and how they use their own teamwork skills and how they work with their peers and how they work with the same materials, because everyone has the same stuff. So I want to see like how different everyone's creations will be with the same stuff, you know? So yeah, and I mean, I could do that in a lot of other ways with like Play-Doh and like so many other materials too that I can use. But I really just wanted to see, because the learning story was felt, and I actually never worked with felt materials before in a classroom. So I feel like that even for me, it'd be kind of cool, because then I can create my own kind of thing too. And like kind of present it, like we could all present when they're all done. We could all present it to each other, like, this is what we made, this is what this means, this is what that means, like, and then have each kid also like explain why they created how they did. And yeah, just to see where their creativity is and where they are at with like working in teams. And yeah, so this is low-key kind of like a team building experience too, because like I said, like if they're not working alone, they're doing it together. So yeah, that was pretty much my idea. And I really feel that I can actually bring this experience plan if the school had like felt boards already and like stuff that I could kind of use and not have to go out to buy like the fundamental, like I can buy the accessories to use in the real classroom, but if they already had like felt boards and stuff, I think this would be a really cool experience to actually do in the classroom when and if I ever get to do a placement in the actual classroom. So yeah, this experience plan was actually like fun for me because I like really thought this would be a cool idea. So yeah, it's just about being creative and seeing where their thoughts and ideas are really. And then even from the felt boards, like I said, after presenting, we could even like hang them in the class for a while until we use the felt boards again, or like set it up somewhere. So make it like a gallery kind of thing so they can all walk around and look. And then when people come into the classroom, they can look and see like, oh, and then they can show their friends and family and stuff like, oh yeah, this is what I did. And like, this is why I did this, and kind of do like a little show and tell kind of thing. So I think, yeah, that would be really cool for an experience. But that's all that there is to this experience plan. So that's it.